good morning. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mean, just first override, is this movement growing?
It is growing. People have brought their wine from the time people started making wine and couldn't find a wine list. But the reasons for doing it have changed.
Yeah, many people, I mean, you go out and you want to have that favorite bottle of wine, and you know that you can buy it for a particular amount at a particular shop, but you're sitting there, it's like, what? The price is like sometimes more than double.
That's exactly why it's growing now, and it's worldwide. We understand restaurants have a certain price program that they need to manage to ensure that they actually survive. You went out for a meal, let's say you had 2 pizzas and it cost you 200 Rand. And the house wine cost you 200 Rand as well. And to make matters worse, it only costs 55 Rand in the shop, and you know it. So people are saying, why should I do this? Is it courteous to bring my own wine? And what are the reasons for doing it? Better wine is number one, and the cost, the sticker shock at the end of the day. So you can go and buy a 5-star John Platter wine, whether it be online or in a retail environment. You could go and get, for under 200 Rand, 3 5-star wines, not each, but in total, and you paid a 50 Rand corkage, you'd still be almost cheaper than the house wine that they're serving.
Is 50 Rand corkage a standard price,
50 to 100
restaurants,
Rand.
they differ?
The restaurants do differ, and it would rather depend on what their offering is in the first place. So if you put some effort into your wine list and you had a cellar, you might want to charge a bit more. However, there is something taking place in the background there. The waiter is serving you, you're getting ice, you're getting an ice bucket, there's glassware. There's a reason to charge. It's not just a penalty fee that you brought your own wine. There's got to be something at the back end.
But even with corkage at 100 Rand and your favorite bottle of wine there, you still can save,
You still would have saved. Even at a 200 Rand bottle of wine, if you put the total market 300, if you go and look at the average price of a bottle of wine on a wine list, that's a very mediocre wine at that price.
But how do you go about doing it? Because sometimes, I mean, it's like you're feeling a bit self-conscious, embarrassing. You've got your bottle with you, walking into a restaurant. Then you have to say to the waiter, can you please ask the manager? I mean, how do you really go about it?
Call in advance. Get a wine bag first. That saves all the pain of putting it under your arm in a brown bag.
Okay,
Get a little wine bag. Phone him first and ask if you're allowed to, if there's a corkage policy. Don't bring the same wine as on their wine list. What is the point of that? They're just looking cheaper. Half bottles of wine that are pre-opened, it's a no-no.
It must be closed.
It must be closed.
New,
let's be realistic.
And it must not be on their list.
And it shouldn't be on their list. And it should be something a little more special. If you're bringing a bottle of supermarket wine, you weren't really doing anything to upgrade your quality of your meal. Rather bring a better bottle of wine and share a little bit with the manager as well. Let him taste. Let him see what he could be serving you.
What's the experience you're hearing people are getting, those who are part of the movement? I mean, is it working out well? Because it's not just a South African thing.
It's working out well worldwide. Everyone has the same sort of experience, especially if you're traveling as a South African overseas and you're paying in euros, dollars. You might see a little bit of a problem when you get to the wine list. In Paris, average glass of wine is probably 8 euros. That's very expensive.
Yeah. So if you were not able to phone before, I mean, life happens. You're in a rush, suddenly, and you said, no, I can't afford to pay for that. I've got mine, whatever. When you get to the door, could you still negotiate?
You can still negotiate. You ask them, ask the host when you arrive, is it all right if I bring this bottle? It's a special occasion. If they say no, say, well, no problem. Don't open it, leave it on the table, order something else, order a beer if you like. But do ask. Don't just pop it on the table, open it yourself, and think it's okay.
Yeah.
There's courtesy involved.
Now, your website, just very briefly before we finish, it's salewine.co.
Salewine.co.
Yeah, is it set up to assist people to look, I'm just going to use a general term, for good bargains, for good wines?
Good bargains, good wines. Quality wine might not be in every supermarket, but at a price that's far more affordable. And we're available for advice all the time on the email info@salewine.co.
And this is free advice?
Free advice. We're there to help. We want you to enjoy better wine in South Africa, and we help the smaller farmers get a market in South Africa.
Okay, and if someone wants to find out about this movement, we're talking to you about Bring Your Own Wine movement, would they find that on your website as well?
It will be up soon. It won't be on Sale Wine. It'll be on BYO, Bring Your Own.
Okay, they have their own website.
There will be a list of all venues that are most venues that are charging you a corkage. So you have a little pre-advice that you know. It's the contact numbers.
Okay, thank you very much, Ryan. That's Ryan, sorry, the CEO of salewine.co. There you have it.